Ellen McCauley at Pride Off in Syracuse, New York. I talked about me giving up breakfast, and I wasn't eating a huge breakfast. I was having like egg beaters. I wasn't like sitting there having an English muffin with home fries and eggs and bacon. Now, when people have that on their logs, and many, many people have a combination of that, they'll have English muffin or turkey bacon or eggs. Or they'll have like boom, boom, boom. And I'll write something, again, revolutionary. All you really need is eggs. Because that is the protein that you need. The rest of it, if you're trying to lose weight. Now, if you come in and you have -2 and you're having an English muffin and home fries and eggs and bacon, I don't say a darn thing. Hallelujah. But if you're whining, and believe me, people whine at that scale. And I say to you, maybe you can give up the English muffin or the bacon, and they're like, what? And I said, well, you do want to lose weight, right? Isn't that why you're here? So there's where to start. And you will not die if you do not have that English muffin. I have never read that in an obituary. They did not say Jane Doe went to meet her maker today because she did not have an English muffin for breakfast. I've never seen that. So why does everyone think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Why does everyone think that you have to start your day with breakfast? It's because the cereal companies have drummed that into our minds on the TV commercials. They just have slogans, the Grape Nuts, all those cereals say, if you don't have cereal when you wake up, you're not going to have the energy you need for the day. They even say, if you don't eat Special K or Grape Nuts, you won't lose weight. We all know that's really not true. Harvard researchers, not some schleppy, not Joe Schmo College, Harvard said that people who skipped breakfast lost slightly more weight than those who ate breakfast. I also think that's important if you're going to start at, if you eat your dinner at 6 and you don't snack and you don't have your lunch till noon or 1 the next day, your body's going to say, what's going on? I better burn some of that fat because there's no food coming in there. There's where you get into that intermittent fasting. You might have luck doing it at dinner. I didn't like giving up dinner. It didn't work for me, but breakfast, it worked for me. So let's say it's also important what you consume for breakfast. If you start out the day with a giant stack of chocolate chip pancakes, it's not the same as eating steel cut oats with berries. Now, if you only have 10 or 15 pounds to lose and you want to do it slowly over time, I don't recommend intermittent fasting. I recommend intermittent fasting for those of us who have been on a stinking plateau and it seems like nothing's going to work, or those of us who have large amounts of weight to lose, and maybe those of us who have lost weight and then started gaining it back, which is scary. And then we want to nip that in the bud. Those are the people I'm talking to. Also, if you are addicted, let's say you're addicted to Cocoa Pebbles, okay? Let's say you're so addicted that you dream at night about drinking that chocolate milk. Oh, I want to drink, you know. One thing they recommend is you take your steel cut oats and you just sprinkle some of those Cocoa Pebbles on top. So you have the taste of your favorite cereal with something healthy besides. You know, try to play tricks on yourself, those sorts of things. And then I also have an article in here about the 10 best and worst oils for your health. Number 1, undoubtedly, the best oil is extra virgin olive oil. That's what everyone should be cooking with and using with their oil and vinegar if they're making their own Italian dressing. It's not refined, it's not overly processed, it's got some good fats in it, but you don't want to have, you don't want to like say, well, Ellen said extra virgin olive oil is good, so I'm going to put some in a big pan and fry chicken and eat this crispy skin. It's the skin that does you in on fried chicken, of course. So it's like to cook a little bit of oil. Bob and I started using that spray bottle. You know, you take the Brussels sprouts, which I always thought I hated, and now I want to marry. It's funny what you end up liking when you don't eat that much. Mashed cauliflower to me tastes like ice cream. I love it. I love it. A wedge of cabbage to die for. But you spray it with that extra virgin olive oil. You turn it, you spray it. You don't soak it in those things. Now, some people like coconut oil, but it's primarily a saturated fat. Read this. I'm not going to give you a test on these oils. Vegetable oil, really, you know, it's just really not the best, and neither is canola. Some people like avocado oil. It's a good choice, and it's great for stir fries. It doesn't have much flavor, but it's creamier, and it's good if you want it in a stir fry. Now, some people like a flavored oil, like a peanut oil or a walnut oil or a sesame oil, because it has sesame oil especially has a potent flavor. But to me, you got to be a stinking gourmet cook to be I need a dish that calls for sesame oil. We don't live like that. You know, if you're fancy schmancy and you want some of these flavored oils, that's one thing. But basically, if you're talking about oil and vinegar, if you're talking about cooking, extra virgin's the best. Now I've got a recipe here for tofu stir fry. Bob and I had it. I did not want to marry it and have children with it. Now, I liked the guts of it, the onions, the garlic, the spinach, and we're going to make it again, but use chicken, cut up pieces of chicken and put it on mashed cauliflower. They always say that tofu takes on the flavor of what you cook it with, but this recipe called for the tofu pieces to be too big, and it really just tasted kind of weird, like what is this stuff I'm eating? So then with the leftovers, I ended up mashing the heck out of it and mixing it in with cauliflower, and it was not bad. But I don't recommend if you love, who loves tofu here? Anybody? Chris? Some people love it. I think it depends. If you got a good recipe, give it to me and we'll share it with the group. Because this one, for me at least, was too tofu-y, you know? I'd rather have something a little less tofu. Yes, Lee?
Next time, put your hot sauce on your tofu.
Well, I gave up hot sauce for Lent. Hot sauce makes everything much better, but I gave up all condiments for Lent and Lent. And I'm finding doing that, I'm tasting the food a lot more because I'm a heavy condimentor. You know, my sister would look in shock. We would go out and I'd get just a burger patty with no bun. And the Frank's hot sauce would be so, because there's no calories. I'd slather it, and she'd be like, I can't believe you're going to eat that. And I'd go, well, my mouth is on fire, and I like it, you know? And she'd be like, oh my gosh. But I do find that I don't taste the flavor of my food as much when I use too many condiments. Now, it's dark winter days, and at least 3 people said to me, I did not exercise because it was cold. And I didn't like it out, and I'm wearing. I didn't like it. So what do? Well, first of all, you eat healthier. If you're not going to move as much, you don't be in there eating ice cream and ice cream bars. So many people this week, I'm going to write on your log, what is this stuff doing in your house? One person was eating these marshmallows covered in chocolate. Where do you even buy those? I was going to say, did you make these? Did you buy these? What are they, mallow cups? What is this? I was thinking, what? So anyway, you eat healthier and you try to find energy boosting snacks. So, you know, a couple people said to me, apples taste like crap in the wintertime. Well, what else is there? Oranges, grapefruit, any other fruits? Clementines, what?
Frozen.
Frozen. So, freeze berries. I mean, we don't have to eat ice cream because the apples taste like crap in the wintertime. There's other healthier things to eat. Also, get your boosting D. You can get D from the sun, but you can also get it from swordfish, salmon, and D-rich eggs. And here's where people tend to self-sabotage. It's cold. There's a war in Ukraine. Everything stinks. I hate everything. Then you eat. Are we gonna break that chain? Are we gonna say, I'm done with that? I'm hoping Lent can make us begin to start to break the chain. And I have to admit, I am not outside much either. I'm not outside much. I'm 67 years old, and I don't want to fall and break my hip. I don't want to break my leg. Today, I was walking into the Civic Center at 5 of 6. Nothing was shoveled, nothing. And I looked. I can't tell you, I was taking the smallest steps. I didn't care how long it took me. I got there in one piece. It's slippery, and I don't want you out there walking. I don't think it's a bad idea, though. We still have lawn chairs. We have 2 winter lawn chairs on our porch. I don't think it's bad to sit out there and just smell some fresh air. As my mother would say, go blow some stink off. Sit on the front porch and blow some stink off, and then go in the house. Just don't fall. Find creative ways to get moving. I've been doing those DVDs. I still like DVDs, and I like the music. I'm going to be talking about spring cleaning, and we're going to haul our houses out and move and get exercise doing it. During the commercial breaks, you can get up, you can move. I'll take potpourri for 200, Ken, and you can get up and move, okay? And now we're going to stop right there, Bob, because the other day I was listening